orange to brown to dark brown. And as I roast, I try to pay attention to the smell of the coffee. So early on, you know, it kind of has a toasty smell, and the toastiness kind of gets stronger as the roast progresses. But then you can almost smell like sweetness and you know, like a really fine quality Ethiopia Harar will actually smell like blueberries, whereas like a really fine Ethiopian Yirgacheffe will almost smell like chamomile. When it gets to a certain point, it starts crackling. So it crackles once, and then it kind of settles down, and then it starts crackling again. And for most of my coffees, I want to drop them at the second crackle or just after the second crackle. With my dark coffees, I'm looking at oil production on the shell of the bean. So if I am roasting a Sulawesi, I'll start looking for oil at the tip of the bean, like where the crease down the center meets the edge. And as soon as I start noticing like just little shiny bits of oil there, I know that it'll be maybe 30 seconds before oil production starts to show on the back shell of the bean. And if I drop it as soon as I notice like that first little sparkle of oil on the back of a Sulawesi bean, I know that by the time I drop it and it goes through the cooling process, that it will be slick with oil. And the oil on Sulawesi gives it a really great heavy body. It tastes buttery. And I see it getting kind of yellow. It won't cool down on its own. It gets hotter and hotter and hotter until it can burst into flames. So living in Yellowknife, one of the things that I pray constantly for is that there are no power outages while I'm roasting. Because as soon as there's a power outage, that means that I don't have my blower fan to cool the coffee quickly. It's not a problem until the coffee gets between 460 to 400 whatever degrees. But this, on either side of the roaster, you'll see the effects of what does happen when there is a power outage. So I've had fires here and that I can't really do much about, because if I drop the beans, the oxygen hits it and it can burst into flames. So I try to keep it in the roaster, and I'll dump water through the top. I'll like have my pump action through the dryer. I think the roastery Zola owns the Midnight Sun roastery in Whitehorse, and I believe that she lost one of her cafes. You'd have to like double check, but the rumor was that she had a roaster fire that burnt her cafe to the ground, and it was really difficult for her to reestablish herself after that. Not because of the quality of the coffee, but because you know, dealing with insurance, getting everything sorted out, it put her off for a while, so I heard. For a flavored coffee is a kind of as blank a palette I can get to apply an artificial flavoring to. As a coffee roaster, I have to issue the following disclaimer. Not even a disclaimer, warning. That alarm tells me stop what you're doing, get back to the roaster, because things are going to start to go faster now. But for flavored coffee drinkers, most roasters don't like making flavored coffee. We do it because people buy it and it's supplying a demand. Coffee is beautiful and amazing and has all kinds of intricate flavors all on its own if you're drinking a nice high quality coffee. You won't even need to drink chocolate raspberry or any sort of thing like that. And the flavoring process is horrible, and we stink like the flavoring for weeks, no matter how much we shower, because it gets into our skin. And mosquitoes love it, dogs hate it, people can't stand to be around me because I smell like this mishmash of chemical flavoring. So this is at 430 degrees adjust it to 444 degrees. And we're almost there. This is a boring coffee to roast because I'm just doing it for flavoring, so I'm not going to want to see a lot of oil. So I'm going to dump it now. If I'm going to be, like promoting the roasting process and promoting roasting, in the north, I probably shouldn't be doing, showcasing the process around flavored coffee, but it's what I had to do today. I've already made all the good coffee yesterday.